Hi, it's Dennis Daly. Nice to have you along on All Week Theater, where we take a classic radio episode and play it out over 5 days. This time around, one of my favorite old-time radio shows and one of the best episodes of the 2-year run of Night Beat.
Night Beat.
Hi, this is Randy Stone. I cover the Night Beat for the Chicago Star. Stories start in many different ways. This one started with a secret that ended with the river.
Night Beat, starring Frank Lovejoy as Randy Stone.
To most people, nightlife in Chicago means slumming in the honky-tonks, a fast tour of the taverns, or a ringside table at the Chez Paris. To me, it's more than that. Nightlife is made up of the stories that happen in the lives of ordinary people that wouldn't happen in the light of day, and I've got headlines to prove it. It's the time when darkness can hide the ugliness of dirt and misery, or the gloom can make it worse. Those same shadows that are a big help to Cupid can be a cover for crime. And some little thing that today caused fear, tonight can build into despair. This was a night for driving, cool and clear with a suggestion of spring. It was dusk when I started what I intended to be a short drive, but it was late when I turned back to town. I hadn't spotted a story and none had caught up with me. At Oak Street Beach, where Lakeshore Drive turns and Michigan Avenue begins, I kept kidding myself that I could find the story on wheels and headed the paper to park my car. I was just approaching the bridge when I saw the girl, standing on the rail, her arms held rigid at her sides. I jammed the brakes and stopped within 20 feet of where she stood, and then, as I opened the door, she jumped. Hey! I ran to the rail and vaulted over into the icy river. The girl was nowhere in sight. Hello! And then she came up so close that her shoulder brushed against me. I grabbed her and started for the bank.
Let me alone. Let me alone.
Look, lady, let's get out of the water.
Let me alone, please. Please let me alone.
You know what they teach in life-saving? If the victim resists, I don't want to get rougher. Come on.
No.
A little farther. A little more. There. Now climb up.
No.
Climb up. There, that's better.
Why did you do it?
Why did you do it?
They know.
You know what? What are you talking about?
They know my secret. They know my secret.
You can tell me about it in the car. Looks like I'm going your way. We stumbled up the bank and onto the bridge. People were starting to gather at the rail. I put the girl in the front seat of my car, and I pulled away fast. I hate a curious man. The girl huddled over against the door, shivering. She didn't make a sound until we crossed the bridge. And she began to cry. Want to tell me about it?
All right, you've been a hero. Why don't you let me alone?
Look, I'm only trying to make it easier for you. Strangely enough, when you try to take your own life, it becomes a matter for the police.
Oh, no.
Does that frighten you?
I don't want to see the police.
And they want to see you?
Why don't you mind your own business and leave me alone?
I want to help you.
No one can help me. No one.
Nothing's ever bad. Just seems like it.
That's easy to say about somebody else.
Well, I know it wasn't very original, but neither is jumping off a bridge.
Are you a detective?
No, I'm just a guide.
Why did you go in after me?
Oh, I saw you jump just as I drove up. Reflex, maybe. I was in the water before I had time to think.
I just do owe you something.
Well, now that's more like it. I'll settle for a cup of hot coffee and some dry clothes.
I can make the coffee. I don't know about the dry clothes. Maybe the janitor can find you some. It's quite a trade. a cup of coffee for my life. One of us is getting gypped.
She talked after that, and I could tell it was to keep me from asking questions. I couldn't make her out. If she was still angry, she didn't show it. It was a reaction I'd never seen before. She wasn't happy or unhappy. It seemed more that... Well, did you ever see anyone who was resigned to living? I drove to the address she gave me on Walton Street. It was a better-than-average apartment house, a good district. No clues there to suicide. She even joked a little as we reached the front door.
Sorry, I must have left my bag in the river. Oh, the janitor let us in.
Must be pretty exclusive here.
I hadn't noticed it. Why do you say that?
Only 3 names on all those letterboxes.
Well, that's all there are. Wanda Rhodes, that's me, and Miss Henrietta Dietz. Etta lives across the hall. And Judson. He died 7 months ago.
Then there are only 2 people living in this big building?
Well, there's the manager, but he's hardly ever here, and the janitor.
Well, maybe you haven't heard there's a housing shortage in Chicago. Don't tell me the house is haunted.
No, I guess not.
So join me next time when we cut up yet another old-time radio show into 5 parts on All Week Theater.